Simple, you're not in a relationship. You cannot be doing stuff that people in relationships do. Because we are not in a relationship.
You know what? Today's episode on the Bbnaija lockdown highlights was so interesting and exciting. I found myself cracking up, reliving old memories from the show. You know what? Let's just get into the video and then I'll share everything with you guys.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Hey guys, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Bbnaija and this is Frankly Speaking with Glory. This is the girl with the T. And on this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys, as usual, all the details of the Bbnaija lockdown highlights. Guys, the highlights are still going on, and today's episode was focused on day 50 and day 51. So as usual, they skipped 3 whole days, yes. And right on this particular day 50, this day was on a Monday especially, and the previous day was one of the most, not really shocking anyways. It was shocking somehow because Lucy was evicted, but it wasn't shocking on the other hand because Erica was disqualified. I mean, people like me had been waiting and anticipating and waiting for the day that Big Brother was going to sigh and say, okay, I'm done. This girl, you are not going to give me a heart attack. You know, so the previous day was the day that Erica and Lucy left or were kicked out, or anyhow you want to put it. Anyways, guys, let's just start properly. Kidwaya made a statement while having that conversation with Laycon. According to him, he said, Erica, I know she'll forgive you. I know she'll forgive you. And I'm asking myself, like, okay, first of all, anybody that actually opens their 2 eyes unbiasedly and watched all of Erica's charade that fateful night would have known that whoever needs to do the forgiving was Laycon. So what did Kidwaya mean by, oh, I know Erica is going to forgive you? I don't understand. Why was he trying to paint the narrative that Erica was actually the victim, you know, in the whole situation? But anyways, that was the conversation that he was having with Laycon. Although, of course, as the lover to the person that was disqualified, he was feeling really sad that she was no longer in the house, and knowing fully well the kind of person that Kidwaya was in the house, he could easily get bored without doing all his shenanigans in the house, and so his partner in crime was no longer in the picture in the house for him to do all those things with. Anyways, moving on to the next conversation in the house. So with the fact that Erica being the head of house before she was disqualified and Prince being the deputy, automatically it was right that Prince would fill in the shoes of head of house, as Erica was no longer in the house at that point in time. But unfortunately, it was quite funny to me that after trying for so hard and for so long to win the head of house, when Prince finally got to sit on that HOH throne, he only enjoyed it for only 1 day, because that very day was the head of house challenge. And so guys, something quite historical happened in the history of Big Brother Naija. I'm talking about from season 1 to season 5 of the lockdown show. It has never happened that 5 people at a go are going to get the same score, and then they are going to be battling and competing for the ultimate status of head of house. And so guys, it happened on that particular day as Neil, Dora, Chikiti, Ozo, and V actually got up to the high point of, I think, 30, and then they had to now fight over and over and over again. They were competing until at the end of the day, Chikiti eventually emerged the head of house for that week 8. Yes. And so guys, Chikiti found it unbelievable, and just as expected, I actually expected what happened. He chose Laycon as his deputy. Guys, I said I'm going to play this particular clip because I really want you guys to enjoy the comedy that ensued afterwards when these guys, first of all, you know, for the first time in the house, went into the head of house lounge. Guys, it was simply hilarious. Enjoy.
That's what this place be.
Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I could not just stop laughing when I saw those 2 people acting like Tom and Jerry in that room. It was so funny. The funniest part again for me was when Big Brother called on Chikiti, head of house, reported the head to the diary room, and then the way Chikiti walked with his shoulders high, like, guys, it was so hilarious. Anyways, moving on, another interesting conversation that ensued on that same day 50 was the housemates diary session. So Biggie threw on the question of the life partner, or if you have the chance to stay to the end of the show or to get a life partner home, which one will you pick? And guys, Ozo's response to that question was really, really legendary. I was looking at Ozo and I'm like, Oga, so you two are looking for money, yeah? Because guys, if you remember quite all right, that period Ozo was also still following Nengi up and down, like was poshu, you know, like bee following honey around in the house. And one would expect that with all the love profession, love declaration that Ozo has been doing in that house towards Nengi, giving her breakfast in bed, even making slight remarks of how many kids they were going to have, he wants to marry her and all those things, even proposing to her on 2 different occasions in different ways, one would expect that Ozo will pick Nengi over staying to the end of the show. But as a proper Igbo man that Ozo is, Ozo Sha chose staying to the end of the show and possibly winning the money over picking a life partner. And Nengi did likewise. But overall, Nengi actually said she would rather have both. But you know, this life is not balanced. Sometimes you have one, sometimes you don't have one. Just like they say, you win some and you lose some. You know, so I was just looking at these people like this. I'm like, you people are not serious, for real. Now, another interesting thing happened. Guys, do not forget that when Erica won the head of house in week 7, now she and Tricky T, as friends in quotes, they had friendly conversations about, oh, if you win head of house, so since you cannot choose Kid Wire or Nami go choose or that kind of thing, you know, I've not inside the house before. They didn't really say all those things explicitly, you know, but it was some sort of like silent agreements they had. But then Erica and Kid Wire played Tricky T dirty, in the sense that Tricky T instructed Erica through signals and body language and even touching Prince's shoulder to choose Prince over Tricky T. Until tomorrow, I'm still wondering, like, I don't understand, was Kid Wire seeing Tricky T as a threat? That he wanted Tricky T to go home so bad? Like, what was the issue? What was the issue? You know, so I knew it, that Tricky T had not gotten over that single act of betrayal from the 2 people he considered his friends in the house, aside Wathoni. And so guys, on this same particular day, the housemates had their nomination in the diary room as usual. No, okay, not as usual, because it was after a series of evictions that Big Brother brought on a new rule. Remember guys, this season was all about Biggie bringing 1,000,001 rules. Some of them he adhered to them, some of them he did not stick to them. He just kept on changing the rules to suit his purpose, you know. And so quite shockingly, Tricky T nominated Kid Wire, and I'm like, bam, dude, that is how you play the motherfucking revenge, you know. But guys, it was quite interesting, you know, seeing how Tricky T felt really, really bad about the whole situation, even though he did not really express it that much, but he had to express it via revenge. And I'm like, okay. Day 51 started with Nengi, you know, complaining and, you know, kind of chiding Ozo for being too clingy. Guys, I'm not gonna lie to you, after Erica was disqualified from the house, from the show, it felt as if somebody just turned on the remote button and Ozo became extremely irritatingly clingy. And in as much as Nengi too was enjoying all the attention, enjoying all the gumbody that Ozo was doing and all the follow Ozo was doing, I felt like she felt overwhelmed and she felt choked up that very morning. And then she woke up with this attitude of, you know what, just leave me alone, I beg. And she was telling him, listen, we cannot be doing things that couples do in a relationship, you know. You try to kiss me, you try to touch me, you try to do this and that. And Ozo was God. Guys, to be honest, I'm glad the show is over. I'm glad people are living their real lives outside the house, because I'm not gonna lie to you, at that point in time, I kept on saying it 1,000,000 times, I felt like flogging Ozo like a recalcitrant 10-year-old boy that has failed to hear word. Really. Steve to act like his ears were blocked, or whether he didn't really hear what Nengi was saying that morning. Later on in the day, the housemates had the darling find your beautiful hair task, and Ozo still went ahead to write Nengi a love note. I can't remember clearly, but I think it was him writing that love note that ended up getting him a strike in the house, and I was actually really, really happy that Ozo got that strike. Anyways guys, this is where I'm going to end this particular episode of Frankly Speaking with Glory. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in another video. If I missed out on anything, please go ahead and let me know in the comment section below, and I will do well to respond to you guys. I know I've not been really responding these days. I know, don't worry, I will give you guys all the details of what's been going on in my life. I have been So busy and all over the place, but very soon it is well. Anyways guys, have an amazing night's rest. Bye.